I'm Liv, and I'm here with
Olive.
And we're twinning because we have the same name. And I'm going to ask her some freaking questions today. Who's your dream blunt rotation?
Dean Blunt. And not just because of Blunt, but he would just be great. Vibes. Alex G.
God.
David Lynch.
He'd do some crazy shit and it would freak me out.
He would say some shit that would change my life.
Yeah.
I'm high and
I would think about it
every night.
Yeah. Okay. If you woke up in somebody else's body for a day, who would you want it to be?
Dead or alive or alive?
Either.
Probably David Bowie.
Valid.
I just would want to be a really tall, powerful man for a day. Because that's what I feel like I'm meant to be, actually, but I was just put in this body and, like, I'm coping the best I can every day.
Especially him in the Labyrinth.
Bro, yeah.
No business.
I would love to have his stature. I'd love to be a tall, powerful British man musician for a day.
That's a great answer. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on tour?
Bro, every single day I do at least like 20 embarrassing things, and tour is funny because you're just in front of a million people, not slept, not eaten well, like, and I'm just already super socially awkward as it is, so.
I don't think you're socially awkward.
Thank you. I think I'm just really fried, and I get overstimulated really well, like easily, and sounds, like I have a hard time understanding what people are saying, so I hear things incorrectly all the time, or I take like longer to process, so I'll just respond really poorly.
I'm on that vibe.
People think I'm mean sometimes, and it's like, no, I literally just responded so incorrectly.
Yeah.
I mean, one embarrassing thing that happened that like immediately came to mind, I have so many, but when we were playing, it was like the first show of a tour a couple years ago, and it was like peak, like we were on the road nonstop. We were so fried, and like it was in Tennessee, and at that point in time, I had not played a single show in Nashville that I'd ever liked. Like the audiences, it's really hard for me in my experience to get an audience in Nashville to loosen up. They're really like stiff and sometimes judgmental, and also just like get uncomfortable sometimes with like weird stuff. Yeah. And it was like the first show of this tour, so it was like breaking the ice, like it's sort of setting the tone. Yeah. And we were in this basement, like venue kind of thing, and immediately, like, it was so cursed. Immediately we like go down, set all of our gear out. Afsha, my bandmate, his pedal board, like both of our pedal boards just fall over, and his just breaks, and he's had that one since like we were kids. Like that's the only one he's ever used, and so it breaks. It's like there's nothing we can do. That's his tuner. That's everything. Oh my god! And so immediately big L. Yeah. And then also, so we get on stage. Also, there was just no green room, so there's nowhere to like relax. So I'm just sort of standing awkwardly for hours, just sort of like hiding around. But I get on stage, start the first song. Also, at this point, I had horrible stage anxiety, so I was just like tortured on stage every time I performed. And I was having a problem this tour with like remembering lyrics. And it wasn't that it's just like I got so nervous that my mind would go blank. And I was thinking so hard about the lyrics to our song Sea Face. I am wearing this see-through dress with a bra and underwear, and this bra is really tight on me, and so I start dancing around. I trip over the mic cable, fall to the ground, unplug the microphone, spill my water all over everything, and then I get back up, and I'm like, and like I played off really like okay, and I get back up, I like raise my arms up, boom, my boobs fall out of my fucking bra in front of everyone. I just turn around and start singing backwards and like fix my bra in front of everyone. Oh my god. And do a quick save, but I definitely flashed everyone in the venue, and I just was like, all right, this is just getting everything bad out of the way, and the rest of the tour is gonna be great. Yeah. And honestly, the rest of the tour was okay. That's good. The band that we played with, one of them, they brought Afsha a brand new pedal board they didn't use. That's really nice. And now he uses it to this day, which is so kind of them. Oh, that's super sick. But that was just cursed and super embarrassing, and I just didn't have even time to like
That sounds
feel
like a
anything.
nightmare.
I was just like, all right.
That
like,
sounds like something that would happen like in a dream, and then you wake up like, thank
Oh,
God
thank
that
God.
didn't happen.
yeah, no, it was my
Oh,
nightmare
no.
reality. It
Oh
was
God,
so
I'm
funny.
so sorry. That's a rough one. We moved because we felt a dark aura in that corner, and this aura, we've sensed it and it's safe. So we're gonna stay.
we will proceed.
Yeah, we will proceed. It got a little scary. Things started levitating, but we're not gonna get into it. We're just gonna continue on. When you're writing solo, what's the most prevalent emotion you're trying to convey in your work, or I guess idea, or what do you like to express about yourself in your solo stuff?
Well, it started out mainly when I'd write and make any kind of art, especially music. It used to, and still is mostly negative emotion. Unfortunately, I think I just use art as a big coping mechanism and a way to convey emotion and to process emotion. And I think sometimes putting things into a more abstract kind of framing and perspective, it helps me separate myself from how intense I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And it's also less embarrassing to share things in a way that is more veiled in art and abstract ideas than just to be like, I'm feeling this way.
Yeah.
So it started out with that because I've always sort of been a very lonely kind of person, especially when I was younger, and that was sort of my outlet. Now I'm not trying to make every single thing I make to be just about these close-up raw emotions like I did when I was younger. I'm trying to have more of I've honestly been trying to use art as a vehicle to connect to like the greater universe and like to connect to whatever, I don't know, like God thing there is in the world, like whatever that means, you know? I've also been trying to use it as a way to like appreciate life and like to romanticize it and like to appreciate the details of things. Because I think sometimes when you're making art, it forces you to slow down and focus on details of things, especially since like the world moves so fast.
Yeah.
And it sort of makes you take the small mundane things and make something beautiful and special about them. I don't know, and I think I've been having a lot more happy moments in my life recently, so I've been trying to take it and make happier music, which is uncomfortable for me because sometimes when I make things that are happy or not angsty and sad, it feels silly, and like art doesn't have to be like tortured, like it doesn't have to be tortured. But it definitely started out as just a way to process emotion, and now it's grown into something, I don't know, just a way to understand my place in the universe and to try to connect with a bigger thing than myself.
I love that. That was really well said. Yeah.
Thank you.
That was great. Oh my God. When you're writing, do you have any unexpected habits that just like work for you? Like when you're trying to come up either with ideas or like putting like things that you feel together, do you have any like tricks or habits that you like to use?
One thing I've done the past 2 years, I finally moved into my first actual lease. Like I've been subletting for like years and everything. But I signed my first lease, and like the second I got my first apartment, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my room, which is to fill the walls with as much inspirational just anything as possible. So I like got really obsessed with industrial music a few years ago.
Nice.
And like just all the just like chaos magic, and like a lot of industrial music is attached to chaos magic. But a lot of industrial music, a lot of the lyricism comes from scraps like of newspapers and magazines.
That's so cool.
So I got really obsessed. I would like literally not hang out with people, like not go to parties. I would just sit in my room, collect newspapers and magazines,
tape it on the wall.
get all these clippings of words and things that were really weird and inspiring, put them all over my wall, put all these images I found in these magazines all over my wall. And I have these big notepads like pasted on my wall. I have 2 or 3 of them, and I just write whatever's on my mind, stream of consciousness, and then I rip them off and tape them up there.
Nice.
So my room is just covered with words.
I love that.
And
that's cool.
my attention span is really bad, and I can't hold on to thoughts very well.
Yeah.
So having like a record of how I'm feeling
Keeping
or thinking
track
at the time,
of it, yeah,
it really keeps me in the headspace and sort of inspires me. I can like look around my room and find any bit of like inspiration or just words to like sort of put me in an inspired state.
I love that. I do the same kind of thing. Like anything that I find that I like love or inspires me, I just tape it.
You just want to see it.
Yeah. Like, when I wake up, it's just like, I don't know, it's like, okay, this is why I keep going and stuff. But
for real.
Anyways, okay, let's see. How does the dynamic in Lower Town influence the music differently? Sorry, let me rephrase that. How does the dynamic in Lower Town influence your music differently than your solo work? And how does being in a band change your creative process?
It's a really different thing completely, working with anyone else.
Yeah.
I think Afsha and I are really similar people, but also complete opposites in our musical upbringing. He's super methodical and technical. He like was raised as like, he like did like classical piano his whole life.
Okay, yeah.
So he just knows a lot of theory. He's very scientific. He's very grounded and logical, and I'm very like la la la.
Yeah.
So he like reels me in, and he also just has like a brain about things that's completely different than mine. Like I'll go off and be like, let's make a 10-minute long song. He's like, okay, like we can do that, but it does, like, is it necessary? Like is like all this shit actually necessary? So he like reels me in. I also think like working with someone else, like you can make like a world together and like build something bigger than you could ever do with yourself. And I think my solo music is fun because I don't have to worry about anyone. Like you don't have to worry about anyone not liking what you're doing. You don't have to compromise whatsoever. And you can also get super vulnerable easily because you're not having to show that side of yourself to anybody, you know, outside of your room. So I think this, like, the kind of music, like, also I get to make stuff that differs from my taste. Like, Afsha and I have very similar tastes, but there's certain things that I like and he doesn't really like, and vice versa. So I sort of channel that into, like, my solo music. But I don't know, I think there's a lot of times where, like, I don't know, it's just a completely different thing. Like, I feel like I can sort of be a character in something bigger than myself when I'm in the band, and when I'm making solo music, I'm just myself. And, like, there's no character involved.
That's awesome, A partnership is, like, it's a special dynamic, because I feel like a band is, like, let's all put our ideas together, and then there's, like, always a bunch of, like, conflict between, like, people, but a partnership is, like, it's just really special. It, like, creates a bond that, like, you wouldn't really have with a group, I feel like.
It's a marriage.
Yeah,
it's a marriage. Sure. It's like you're having a baby, and like this thing is bigger than me, and it's bigger than Afsha. Like the band is like a whole living, breathing thing outside of me, which is like hard for me to wrap my head around sometimes, because like all the stuff that I have just to myself, it feels very personal, and it's just to do with me. But like a lot of the band stuff, it feels like it has like a life of its own, just because it's been created by two people, and then other people have their attachments to it, and like the more people you involve, it's sort of crazy. I don't know. I personally started listening to Lower Town in high school, and I was like, this girl fucking gets it. Like, dude. I don't know, like, just your lyrics are like, I love that. Sorry, I'm going off on a rampage, but I just love the, like, which one was it? Like, give me a word that doesn't mean something double. Like, just your songwriting just has, like, kind of, like, a magical, like, whimsical, like, flow to it, and it's just, like, I just love it. I always, like, was so attached to the lyrics of that song. But yeah, that's just a personal thing. Thank you.
But, yeah. When you're hanging out with other people, what kind of music do you play that, like, catches people off guard, that's, like, kind of, like, they wouldn't really assume you would listen to?
I mean, I really, like, have gone through phases where I really like want to listen to dub music, like Scientist and all that stuff. King Cubby. Growing up in Atlanta, like a lot of my friends were really into dub. Honestly, I know it sounds like very generic to say, but I listen to mostly everything because I need I'm very, very ADHD, and I get and my whole life revolves around music. So I'm constantly seeking out novelty, which means just anything new. I also have been really getting into just any kind of music that doesn't sound like mine whatsoever. Like I was getting really into like Mongolian like throat chant music.
That's so cool.
Dude, I just went that like
it's so good.
Rabbit hole about that, like,
it's really good. It's insane, and like the skill that you need to sing in like multiple, like I could never do that.
Crazy.
It's actually insane, the stuff that they do with their vocal cords.
I need to see that live one day.
It's insane.
It would be like life changing, I feel like.
It's so cool.
That's awesome. So Mongolian throat singing.
Just a lot of stuff like that, just anything. I really like joke music. To expose myself, I used to be like a theater kid, like I used to be a tech kid.
Me too.
So
it's okay.
I love musicals, you know.
I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Of course, it's one of the best ones.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Just anything mostly I really like.
I love it.
I never got really into most pop music. But that's because I think just it was around me all the time, so I wasn't seeking it out.
It was familiar.
It's just like it's already like in my face all the time. I want something else.
I get that. How do you think your perspective on your own music has changed since you started, both personally and creatively?
I try my best to keep the same feeling I got when I started making music, which is I don't have to be good at this yet. I think the second you start putting I don't know, the second you don't allow yourself to be like a bad artist or to make something bad, it completely destroys you. Like perfectionism destroys you, and I sometimes get really deep in that hole of perfectionism where I'll freeze up so bad. I'll have like a million things I've made, but none of them feel good enough to put out. I try to keep like the internal quality that I have with all my music, where I try not to compare myself to other people as much as possible. I try not to make things that sound just like what's popular right now. Even just moving to New York has been difficult because everyone's just very on top of each other and very competitive. I've had many people actually straight up say to my face, people that I really care about, and they care about me too, like they're my friends, but they're like, you should make other kinds of music because this is not what's popular right now, and it won't. You will never be successful in this kind of music, which is just a very narrow view, because wherever, like, what ecosystem you live in, it's like there's going to be certain things that are more appealing to this one city, but just because this is the music that's like played in like clubs and people are getting down to it doesn't mean like there isn't other kind of music.
And why not like
that exists,
create something in the mind of like expanding other people's tastes to like,
well, I want to make something that doesn't exist yet, or something that I want to make things that like when I have something to say, I want to put something out. I don't want to put something out if it feels forced, or it feels like I'm just making it to make it.
You're making it just because that's what people want. It feels like you're being taken advantage of.
I think my biggest thing with my difference in my relationship with music now is I think I've been through a lot of bad shit in the past few years, where I've had a lot of people say and do things to me that have hurt me, and I'm just a very sensitive person. I internalize things, but the thing is, like, I take those things and I take it as fuel to like prove them wrong.
Exactly. Happiness is the best revenge.
It really is. And I just want to prove all the people wrong that have said shit to me, that have made me feel bad. But I think just the one thing that I feel differently now is I'm a lot more realistic about the world, and like I really am disenchanted by most of the business and the industry side of everything. I don't want to think about it or do anything to do with it as much as I can. And I just want other people to worry about that stuff for me. And I think I just want to like stay out of that as much as possible, because I think honestly one thing that does sort of ruin things when you're like a young artist and like you've got your own thing going on, sometimes it can be bad to move to a big city, because people put all these preconceived notions into your head of what you should be, and they try to give you advice, and it's old advice. It's advice that worked maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and they put all these expectations on you, and they try to make you do certain things because this is how it's been done. But if you already have your own thing going on and you're already making things and you're already feeling happy with yourself,
you don't need that.
you don't need to like
Yeah.
be in a city, and you don't need to listen to these people because like you've already got your own shit
Yeah.
figured out.
Mhm.
And like
And you know yourself
and
best.
young people know best.
Yeah,
Young people know
exactly.
best with
Yeah.
culture, and old people,
They don't get it.
they're just trying to profit off
Yeah,
of it most
exactly,
of the time, man.
yeah.
So that's what I gotta say about that.
Yeah. But thank you so much. It was awesome talking with you. And I loved hearing that, like, you're just so, like, you're such a good speaker, and you speak like you know what you're gonna say, and like you know yourself really well. That's really cool. I'm inspired by that. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the good questions,
Yeah,
man.
thank
you gave me good
you.
material to work off of.
And
I would have
that's
given
why-
you a 3-word answer if you gave me bad questions. So.
How did you guys meet? All right.